You already know. Look, loop. You already know I trended that. I ain't invent that. Shout Max B. The wave is free. You know I always hit there and shout Max B out all the time. You know what time it's your boy Shot Breeze. Look, you feel me? I ain't chopping up with y'all in a minute. You heard? But we gonna chop it up. Listen. Let's start off with your boy Ja Rule and Black Child. That's what we're gonna speak about. You feel me? We're gonna speak about that while I'm shuffling it up, doing the dishes. You heard? But I'm gonna be real with y'all. If you seen the interview with Black Child, nah, I ain't pay attention to the whole interview. I just watched certain clips. You feel me? And somebody responded to my comment. It is what it is. Surprised me their feelings. But so I was listening to the interview. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This the part I don't get. If you're gonna speak about we're gonna speak about Yayo and Uncle Murder. We're gonna speak about them and what they did on the plane and stuff, right? And how they was acting. You gotta also speak about your mans and stuff. Now, if you're saying that they did some kid stuff, you gotta sit there and look at your mans and stuff and say, yo, if y'all such a wild out, this type of and dirty stuff, individuals, why your man didn't stay on the plane? Why he ain't stay on the plane and just held it down, kept his mouth, shut and stuff to the tonic of the plane and handled business like Jim Jones versus them two guys? I'm just being real. So why that didn't happen? So you can't just only say something about Yayo and them and not sit there and speak about on how the man was asked, would you like to be removed? And he said yes. Because they're gonna ask you. And he responded yes. Did I hear and stuff? No. Black Child speak like he was there. So if this is what you're saying, your man said yeah, then you need to look at your man and stuff and be like, yo, if it's lit, then it's lit. Now here's another thing. You can tell the difference between the ones with money and no money. Ja ready to get it on. You right. Because it's been so much you can do on a plane, right? Not only that, not saying that he ain't tough, this and the third. Not only that, right? But the ones with money, and not only with money, but the ones with common sense, they know not to crash out on a plane. They know not to get it on a plane. They know not to act up on a plane. So for y'all to sit there and be saying, especially Uncle Elroy, that's what I'm gonna call Black Child, Uncle Elroy. So for Uncle Elroy to sit there and say what he said, nah. So once again, if you're gonna say Yayo and Uncle Murder was on some kid stuff, trolling stuff, and pull their cars, because like you said, they push your man's chair. That's what y'all told you. If they push his chair, man, listen. You feel me? If you was like that, then you should have really, especially if you don't care about no getting in trouble. But let's be real. Like I said, you can tell the difference between the crash outs, the ones with common sense, the ones with no money, and the ones with money. Because who's going to sit there and throw down on a plane? Who's going to shake on a plane and get in big trouble and get banned from that flight? All that stuff, especially when you got business trips to be making. So I'm being honest. And then, like he said, Ja threw the pillow. He was like, yeah, they cut the camera. You ain't see that part. Yeah, they ain't speak about that. I kind of recall Tony Yayo did speak about that. Tony Yayo definitely just spoke about that. He said Ja threw the pillow at them. And he laughed about it. And throwing the pillow ain't nothing. So once again, if it was really static, he should have held it down and waited till they got off the flight and really act up like Jim Jones when he went against them two guys. That's all I'm saying. For him to get removed, he simply said, yes, I would like to be removed. So come on now, we're not going to do this, Uncle Elroy. We're not going to do this. And then a lot of people be saying this, when you speak stuff like this and speak facts, then they sit there and say, oh, y'all some D-Riders, this and the third. No, I'm just speaking the facts. That's your man's. That's your man's. See, you know how we move on with different topics and we keep it going and stuff, but Uncle Elroy, he dropped the video and I can't. I couldn't hesitate to sit there and smile. I couldn't waste no time, no nothing, because a lot of people just keep saying, yo, I swear, yo, they should have just got it on. They ain't like that. They ain't gangster. They ain't tough. They ain't this, that, and the third. Yo, and that's the problem. Appreciate you, gang. Appreciate you. You already. You already. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get back to doing more videos too. You ain't gotta worry. You ain't gotta worry. But I'm just being honest though. I'm being completely real. That it make no sense. I'm not I'm honestly, I'm glad and I'm happy that they ain't do nothing on the plane. You gotta think about the innocent people that's around. You gotta think about the kids that's probably around. You feel me? And then another thing. Just because he was loud on that plane don't mean he was really active. You know, a lot of people like to be loud too, because that could get you removed. That's a little safe. That's a little safety exit. Yeah. You about to again, daddy girl. I'm making everybody stop right now. See, that's what you hear on the stove. Water. Go get your bottle. It's in the room. You don't see it. Mama, come on. But yeah, I'm just being honest with y'all, yo. That joint. Just being honest. Let me get back to the chop it up with y'all. And say, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, rock with your boy. You feel me? But I definitely had to come speak about that because that's crazy. That's crazy. A lot of people, then a lot of people be speaking about. I heard people sit there and say, "Oh, come on, out the kitchen, out the kitchen, out the kitchen. Go in the living room with that. No playing in the kitchen. Y'all know that." Then I heard a lot of people be saying, "Oh, 50 know not to talk about Black Child. 50 ain't say nothing to man. No, 50 ain't never came at Black Child." That just shows that y'all new generations. You feel me? Either that or y'all just speaking because it's the trending topic, but you ain't do no history. You ain't do no research on your history. If you a 50 fan, even you ain't gotta be a 50 fan. You could be a Ja Rule fan still. You feel me? Because even though I'm a 50 fan, I'm not gonna act like I ain't listen to Nebraska boys. Sit there and make songs for the Shanti. You feel me? Most of his hits was with the Shanti and features. You feel me? But yeah, back to what I was saying. I just gotta throw him up real quick. Okay, so this is what I'm chopping about with y'all. But yeah, but that's just how I feel about with that. And a lot of people say 50 ain't respond. Listen, if you know back then when we used to have the DVDs out and the videos of hip hop beef, you feel me? And them songs, I smell, is that you, Ja? I smell, is that you, Black? I smell, is that you, You feel me? There's nothing y'all can do to stop me. Y'all niggas be so emotional. Never mind me, your mind. You feel me? So do your research. Do your research. I'm being honest with you. Do your research. 50 been responding. 50 been going back and forth with Black Child. And if you know the story, you would know. Y'all talking like 50 was just chilling. The Black Child ran down on him and did that and stuff. If you pay attention to hip hop beef and you know your history and stuff and go back to when music was, you feel me, and 50 was in his prime, you know Black Child said he did that because he know that 50 in them, if he ain't do that, 50 in them would have had, it would have been over. There would have been no more Black Child. He would have been now, he would have been an 80 child. A choked up child. He'd have been, man. I'm just being real. So he said it himself. So to come out now and stuff and be talking like this, that, and the third, nah. And then have people be looking at you as if you ran down on some gangster stuff and pop it over. Let's not forget, Ja Rule's face was looking crazy in that video. Ja eye was messed up. 50 eye wasn't messed up. I'm just being real. But like I said, I'm just speaking facts and I'm just speaking what it is. I'm not speaking with emotions. I'm not speaking because I rock with 50 and stuff. But like I said, growing up, I had listened to Java music before. I listened to Java music before and stuff. But that ain't gonna take away nothing and stuff for me being real. You feel me? Just being real. Let me hit this real quick. And yo, y'all see that what y'all think about with Max B? I might say that for another live. That's a fact. I might say that for another live and we chop it up about Max B. You feel me? Because a lot of y'all also got a lot of stuff going on. Like for example, Whack Negative 100. He making paperwork on everybody. Even if you ain't got no paperwork, you could have had went to the hospital and he would make a paperwork and said that you went to the hospital because you was a rat. He would say you went to the hospital because you were a rat. No, it's crazy out there, yo. Gotta be careful with him. He the type to say you a rat because that's why you in the hospital. He'll make yo, that man could be a typewriter. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Whack 100, man. A lot of people were sitting there speaking about with that right there. But here's my thing. We getting too we losing the rap game. We losing the music sound and everything because everybody's so focused on being street and street politics. Leave the street politics in the streets. Too many people want to be street, sound street, look street, act street, do street activities and stuff, and then wondering why things is going downhill for them, and then they the ones that say that they can take rats and all this stuff. How you don't like rats and you snitch on yourself in your music videos? That's the part that confuses me. That's the part that be confusing me. You feel me? That's the part that be confusing me. But don't worry, we're gonna chop it up some more. About to get my day started. Feel me? Make sure the family is situated and start working. But as I work on my breaks, I will be I will be jumping on live. I will be doing more live videos. And understand, I'm not the type that I'm not trying to get in no social media beef with nobody. I'm not trying to get in no YouTube beef with nobody. I'm not trying to do no collab to try to get in mix up. No, nothing. Me, I just like to just pull cards and that's that. And speak on the facts. And that's that. And if you can't take what I have to say, then hey, I don't know what to tell you because if something is public and you can't get mad when people speaking on it. You don't even get mad if they speak on things that's in your private life. But if you got everything public, you can't get mad. You gotta learn to take criticism. You can't take criticism, you gotta allow learning to do in life. Let me take criticism without getting your feelings involved. That's the problem now. Everybody want yes man. They want everybody to say that this song is hot, that song is hot, this is fire. A lot of people in their feelings when people ain't promoting their album and stuff the very first day it dropped. Or people ain't promoting their albums 10 days straight. Like, bro, I'm just being real. So, yeah, man. But, like I said, I'm going to be doing other topics, speaking on other things, because I'm about to be like the Kevin Samuels 2.0 for y'all. Okay, I'm tired of seeing I'm tired of seeing on TikTok a bunch of trending live videos and people freestyling and people arguing, making it men versus women, and it's mainly my own kind, my own community and stuff. You feel me? They just so focused on bashing each other, going to war with each other, all this stuff, and listen to the females trying to tell the guy how to think and all this stuff, and you listen to guys go back and forth with them and trying to say what they said, and the females coming at them saying who ugly. It's just all over the place. People talking down on marriages, talking down relationships, talking down on parenthood and stuff because it's not good for them. So they trying to make it seem like it's not good for everybody. And that's the problem now. That's the problem now. I feel like we need another Kevin Samuels. No worries, no worries. Look no further, here I come. Yo, you feel me? So we're gonna be speaking about a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. Trust me. And we ain't gonna be speaking from with emotions. We're gonna be speaking just straight, loud as facts. You feel me? A lot of people don't understand they attract what they are. A lot of people don't understand. Like, a lot of people you're around is a reflection of yourself. A lot of people don't understand a lot of these things. You know? So that's what's gonna be pulling cards about that. But yeah, I got on here just to chop it up with y'all about that. I seen Uncle Elroy, he spoke about the situation, so I just wanted to pull his card about that, saying all three that was on the plane was, they was in the wrong. They shouldn't have acted out on the plane. And at the same time, I'm actually glad and happy for the brothers because nobody had sit there and crashed out on the plane and caused the whole scene for innocent people that's on the plane. So shout out to them for not doing that. Shout out to them for not making a stupid move that could ruin their, career, mess up their career, put a little like blockage in front of it, or mess up, how they move and everything, make it harder for them to make their trips. You feel me? So shout out to them for that. Shout out to all three of them. You feel me? And if y'all want to sit there and be speaking on some street stuff, which is corny and stuff, but if you want to speak on that, then still, if they would have did that, that's dumb. John, could be a lot of reasons on why he got switched, but they asked you first. So he said, yeah. Could have been a lot of reasons why he threw the pillow and got loud for him to get switched, or he probably was with it. He probably was active. You feel me? Who knows? You feel me? But just want y'all to know, stop with that. Stop with that. You are. But it's your boy, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do everything. You feel me? That's a fact. I'm out of here, man. I'm about to get ready to start my day. I'm out of it already, man. You feel me? So, yo, shout out to my loopies. Shout out to the loopies that stay loopy. Shout out to the loopy that been rocking with the loopy. Oh, yeah.